All right, day 480 of going live. Today we got a deal that got sent to me. This is in 3724 Ralston Road, Plant City, Florida. And when I clicked on the details, here's the details right here. So 3724 Ralston Road, you can see that, hey, for a subject to deal, it might sound like a great deal, right? You're taking over the underlying payments of a loan that you're taking over, right? You're buying the property, you take the ownership, but you're taking over the payments instead of having to go out, get a new loan, bring that loan back just to pay off the existing loan. Because who benefits in that situation? Probably just the lenders, right? So you can see how I look at these financing deals. Now, typically, we haven't gone through that many creative finance deals, but I like to just bring it back so that when we talk about creative finance deals, sometimes we're really quick to say, oh, it's a creative deal, it has to be a deal. But if you understand how to quickly look at a deal and understand what makes it a deal versus not, then you can quickly rule out these deals and avoid burnout, because what leads to burnout? It's doing a lot of work for no results in return. So PITI is 4,421. And what you're going to see right here is with the PITI 4421, I would typically do two things, right? So this is in Plant City. So if I were to look up what county this property is in, this property is in, look at the word county. Hillsborough County. Great. So if I Google the word HUD FMR and I click on the first link where it says fair market rents, scroll down to access to small area FMRs, look up FY 2025 FMRs. Then I go to Florida and I go to Hillsborough County, and this will tell you the rent ceiling, right, by bedroom count by zip code. This is in 33566. So in 33566, you can see that the rent ceiling for a 4-bed is 3410, right? That includes utilities. So if you don't provide utilities, you got to back up the utility allowances from this 3410 number based on the allowance by utility by bedroom count. Now, the second thing you want to do is you want to go to affordablehousing.com. You want to go to the owner section, go to the market rent estimator, and plug in the address and the bedroom count. And you can see right here that the average rent for 25 units are 4-bedroom plus within a 3-mile radius is $26.25. So right then and there, because this is the lower of the two, right, there's a test called the rent reasonableness test. It essentially states that you can't charge more rent to someone simply because they are a voucher holder. So even though 3410 might have been a ceiling, including utilities, you can't charge more than $26.25 because this is the more reasonable rent, which is what the market is paying. So if you do $26.25 and you compare that to the 4421 PITI, excluding the solar loan, you right then and there know that you're going to lose money in this deal. Okay, so let's just do the math and understand how to tactically put these numbers in a spreadsheet, even though we learned that this is not a deal. Okay, now what I'm going to do is note down. For some reason, OneStream's not letting me share my entire screen. So remember these numbers, and I'm going to plug this in into the details shortly. Okay, I'm not even going to assume there's any renovations. So let me share this with you, and I'm going to share my Excel spreadsheet with you all. And let's plug in the details that we just got from that page. So the purchase price on this property was 617,639. 617,639. I'll leave the renovation as is. I'm not going to touch it because I already know it's not a deal. I'll leave it as $5,000, assuming it's even turnkey. The PI, the interest rate, the loan balance on this property is 595,139. 595,139. Interest rate on this property is an underlying loan, is 5.99. The maturity date of 2/1/51. So it started 2/1/21, just back into 20 years. Great. Now, then there's a secondary lien, which I'm going to put it right here, 128,405. 128,405. Oops, there was like 0. 128,405. And the interest on that is also 5.99%. And the principal interest is 606 until June. So go up to 861 at that point in time. So This property has a nearly $5,000 loan payment. No wonder they can't sell on the market because no one can really afford it, right? So if we plug in the rent that we got from affordablehousing.com for 2625, you can see, let's back into the property tax number. So what I'm going to do is take the 4421 equals 4421 minus the principal and the interest portion of the first lien. So that's going to give me my premium for the taxes and my insurance. And then on top of that, because insurance is skyrocketing every single year in Florida, I'm going to add another $50 to the insurance premium. So now that you've got all these details in here, you've got a total payment after expenses of 10% set aside for maintenance, 8% only for set aside for property management, and 5% for vacancy. This property will cost you, if you rent it as a 4 bedroom, and for 2625, you'll be losing $3,200 a month. Now, again, this is not investment advice. We're not soliciting any investments call. I'm just showing you how to tactically put this deal, the details from this deal, into the spreadsheet. Now, in addition to that, all we're doing is tactically putting this in because a deal for you might not be a deal for me. I mean, if someone's buying this property to live in it and they cannot get a loan except for like 7, 8% above, then it might be a deal for them. Right? This is not a deal for me because you have to understand what are you going to do to justify the execution risk that you're taking on. Because what's execution risk? It's whether or not the contractor is going to show up and do what he or she said they're going to do. And what are you going to get in return for the time, the energy, the resources you put into the deal? Even though this is a creative finance deal, don't automatically jump into it. All right. Do the math, learn how to tactically put the details into the spreadsheet. So you guys want to copy the spreadsheet, go to affordablehousing.io, not .com, affordablehousing.io, click on the get deal analysis tool, putting your name, email, your phone number. That's the fastest way you get a copy of the spreadsheet. And my hope is that you analyze the same deal I analyzed today, right? It's a creative finance deal. It took us less than 2 minutes to roll it out. It took us less than 10 minutes to plug in all the details just so you can see what the actual numbers are. And the more you practice, eventually at some point, someone's going to ask you, hey, why do you think this is a deal? And you can go tell them, hey, I know that this is a deal because I've been looking at deals for the past 480 days. Might that give you some confidence that you know what you're doing? I certainly hope so. All right. I hope you all have an amazing Wednesday. Spend some quality time with your family and friends today because that's what life is all about. All right. Have an amazing day. I'll see you all tomorrow for day 481.